Hello, friends. Hello, neighbors. Welcome back. How are you? JT here once again with another one of my favorite knives. This is absolutely one of my favorite knives and knife companies that are in existence today. And I'm going to open this guy up because I bought this about a year ago. Actually, it was made exactly a year ago. And I have to admit, confession, I tend to safe queen these guys. I don't carry them very much because they're just so perfect. And I know there's a lot of people out there watching this video saying, yeah, that's what a knife is for. It's a tool. But you'll see what I'm talking about in a couple minutes. Just stay tuned. I'm going to compare this to one of the typical or more popular knives in the market today, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Well, what do we have here? This is the Great Eastern Cutlery Tidioute. They call these the Crown Lifter Orange Crush Acrylic, and the model number is 143223. And let's open it up. Let's see what we got. Well, we always get a nice cool button with these. These are really nice. It says here Tidioute Cutlery number 14 Crown Lifter. Let's put this right there. And I love how they wrap these in wax paper, not that cheap chintzy rice paper that other companies do, like Case. But let's see what we have here. Man, what a beautiful little, oh, look, it's got the bottle opener shield. That is so cool. Let's get my new homemade display mount here, and let's take a look at this guy. Should I zoom in a little bit? Let's do that. Awesome. So what do we have here? Sheep's foot blade right here. Awesome. And you've got the Crown Lifter logo on there, and at the bottom, right below the sharpening choil, it says Tidioute Cutlery. And then you got your model number. I hope I can catch this. Your model number is right there, number 143223. And I love how they laser etch these in there. I don't know if that's laser etched. I think it is. Yeah, those are laser etched. It's got to be. But look at that cool shield. Man, I just can't get over how cool they make these. It looks like a bottle. They call this the Orange Crush, obviously for the soda. And what else do we have here? We also have here a flathead screwdriver and a bottle opener. I dig it. So yeah, this is a nice multi-tool here. And on the bottom there, you can see that they put in there GEC carbon. So that stands for Great Eastern Cutlery. And what we have here as far as steel is 1095 carbon steel. So let's display this guy right here. I might as well display all its functionality. Nice half stop right there. And let's talk about it. What we have here is a sheep's blade and bottle opener, flathead screwdriver. We have a 2-inch blade. We have a 3.5-inch closed total knife length. Total open is 5.45 inches. Again, 1095 high carbon steel. It's got a cool little satin finish. And I love satin finishes on work knives, because if they get scratched up a little bit, you can always polish that out. And the shield here is made out of nickel silver. And they released this exactly a year ago. It was released November, almost exactly. November of, November 5th. Wow, exactly a year ago of 2023. And I love this acrylic pattern here. It's totally random. And what does it remind you of? I'm going to think about it for a second. What does this remind you of? Let's have 2 moments of a pause here. It reminds me of bowling ball pattern, doesn't it? I'm not a bowler, but it reminds me of that. And man, how cool would it be if you could match like a gun handle to that? But one of the reasons I love GEC so much, and if you check out some of my previous videos about Great Eastern Cutlery, is that they make these by hand. This is not a machine thing. Each and every knife, there's actually people in a factory sitting down, sipping coffee, listening to music in Titusville, Pennsylvania, with their hands in each process of this knife, from the blade to the pinning to the sharpening to the inspection, and just they do everything right. I mean, the retention is good there, and the walk and talk is awesome. And you know, this is a little bit on the, I would say on a scale from 1 to 10 out of my Great Eastern cutleries, this is about an 8. But look at the spine. The spine is perfectly polished, and there are no uneven spots at all. It's pinned perfectly level on both sides. The sharpening is just great. Let's see if it's sharp. That didn't work out. The sharpening is good. I mean, it comes with a workable edge. I wouldn't say it's completely sharpened. I would probably touch this up a little bit, but it's sharp enough to start working. But they don't make this. They can do a better job with sharpening, but I don't think that's their goal, is to actually just make this razor blade sharp. They make it a working knife. But let's see the centering here. Well, that's really hard to check centering on these knives. But as far as I can tell there, the centering on the sheep's foot blade is pretty good. And just the overall presentation on this, just the bolsters are even and they're smooth on both sides. I don't feel it. I mean, you can't even tell the transition between this bolster and the inlay and the acrylic there. You can't even tell the transition. They just do such a fantastic job. And the spine is just absolutely perfect. They round everything off great. And what I want to do here is, I know you're saying, oh yeah, you're just blowing smoke up their butts. No, I mean, I'm going to compare this. Let's do this. Let's compare this to a Case. And this is I think this is a rust lock. And you're asking probably, what do you pay for these? These go for about $1.50 or so, if you can get them. And that's one thing about Great Eastern, is that when they release something, you're probably not going to see it again. They might release the same configuration, but you're probably going to get a different shield or a different acrylic or a different color or something like that. But you're never going to get something like that ever again. They do these in batches, and I've been to the factory, and I've been saying this for a while. I'm going to release the video that I did when I visited them maybe 2 years ago of them making these knives, but I haven't edited yet. I'm not really good at that. But anyway, let's check out the difference between one of these and a Case. These Russell locks, I think they go for about $80. But I'm going to show you why I like Great Eastern so much. All right, so this is I've never carried this, and man, this is one of my pet peeves about Cases, is this paper, wax paper. All right, so we have here Russ lock or Russell lock. Let me see exactly what they call these. Where's the box? Yes, Russ lock. And this is item number 1306 in gray. I think I picked this up at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And again, I love Case. They're great, but they're getting to the point where they're not, how can I say this? Their attention to detail isn't as great as it used to be. Do I have a rag to wipe this down? They're more like mass-produced knives than they used to be. I have a Case from the 80s that is just absolutely perfect. And let me point something out to you here. So let's check out the centering. And as you can see, the centering is all the way to the right. The pinning is okay. The bolsters are okay. This bolster's good. Right here, you can't see it, but right here, it's catching with my finger there. So that bolster is not completely even. What about the spine? The spine, I can feel the transition. If you close your eyes there, you can feel this spine right here transition, and it's just not 100% perfect. And let's see, it's not as smooth. I mean, I know they make these are getting really dirty from the factory. If you clean it up, it might clean up the action a little bit. But the sharpening, let's see the difference between sharpening. I know these become sharp. Yeah, the sharpening, they do a little bit better of a job. But again, when I spoke to them at the factory, they say, our goal isn't to make a razor sharp edge. They call it a working edge. So they do a really good job with their sharpening. But you know, I'd say this would be like a 6 out of 10 as far as how they make the knife. That's just the way it is. And let's take it up a notch and let's say, well, what if you spend more money? You don't always get what you pay for. Let's do one of these. This is the Benchmade Proper. These go for a lot of money. And the centering is really good. Their total these pins are not even. The back one is a little bit more pronounced than the other ones. But the walk and talk is garbage. The walk and talk is just, it's hard to explain, but you gotta pronounce stop here, but from here to here is just, it's like there's mud in the action or something. And I've never carried this. The carbon fibers, they do a great job with the carbon fiber. Let's see sharpening. Oh, it's sharp. They do a great job with the sharpening. That's for sure. But man, just the amount, the value is to me just not there. I'd rather pay $150 for something like this. And I know that this has been handmade, and it's just, I don't know. It's just something about Great Eastern that they just do a great job. But again, this is number 143223, Great Eastern Cutlery. I would love if they made this in a larger size. I know they do. I don't know all the different models by memory, but the only negative thing I would say about this knife is that it's a little too small for me. I'd like to see something a little heftier, maybe at this size, but you know, these could use a little bit more. I like a substantial more knife, but this is just a great little addition to have to your collection if you ever get a chance. So that's really it. I wanted to introduce that to you guys. Thank you again for all the subscriptions. Lately, I've had 44 subscribers just in the past 25 days. I really appreciate that. I'd like to get to 1,000. That'd be awesome. So if you can, please, if you haven't done it yet, hit the subscribe button and like this video, share it, and let me know if you carry any of these Great Eastern knives, and let me know the model number. And if you want to talk to your friends right here and chat on the comments, I'd be really happy about that too. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.